Welcome to Dr. Jester Runs, and I'm gonna rant about this sorry article from a New Zealand outlet. The Jacinda outlet. Anyway, let's keep going because this article is gonna kill some neurons. Trust me, it did to me. It's definitely appropriation. Use of tobacco in Cyberpunk 2077 video game. Video games! Idiots. They actually think that you have no right to use or take bits and parts of a culture from somewhere in the world and use it. They think they have the copyright rights over it. They also think that this is a one-way street. But if you're getting this butthurt over a tattoo on a chin, I imagine that you should also stop appropriating Western culture. For instance, have you tried not wearing fucking pants for once? What about going naked around the streets? Can you drop the cell phone? Can you definitely stop using the internet, please? It's cultural appropriation. Can you stop liking, I don't know, music, classical music, or even jazz, because the instruments of jazz is also coming from Western world, from Europe. So, can you, please? Oh, right. You can appropriate from the white males, or the white culture, but it cannot be reversed. If you talk to people from various countries, and up to a point when I used to identify with the shithole I live in, I stopped after living outside of this shithole, and I finally saw, hey, this culture here that I used to identify with is very primitive and very retarded. So I stopped identifying with the local idiots. Either way. If you ask, for instance, a Japanese, if, for instance, a Western woman uses the kimono or something like that, they actually feel very praised, very happy because you're actually kind of praising some of their culture. But for instance, I absolutely love some of the stuff that comes out of Japan. Maybe not the anime or manga, but still. Because I'm not much of a fan of those. I don't know. I just can't get into it. Maybe I haven't seen anything right, even though I've watched Hellsing, which is for me one of the best animes I've seen. But still. Either way. And for instance, let's talk about Mexico. I love their food. I love it. I love some of their culture too. And I'm pretty sure if I told a Mexican, hey, I love your culture, can I eat some tacos? It's not cultural appropriation. Can I dress as a mariachi? Because I absolutely find that not only hilarious, but actually kind of interesting. And I like it. I like mariachis too. I like some of their songs. Can I dress it up? I love your culture. Can I share some of it? He'll be fucking happy. But white people bad, racist. That's what they do when they are a fucking hammer, and there are no more nails to nail. Even thumbs become nails, and this is exactly what is happening in this case. Let's die a little by reading the article. The inclusion of Tamoko in Cyberpunk 2077 has left a gamer and design consultant shocked by the hype dystopian video game. You're gonna see why this gamer is not an actual gamer. He's actually a nobody. As a gamer, it doesn't ruin the entire game, but it casts a shadow on it for me as an indigenous person, said Morgana Watson, the creative director of MW Consultancy and Four Phase Games. As in, this is an organization or a firm or a business dedicated to sanitize content to fit the control-left narrative. Think of it as an organization or a business trying to create, let's face it, 80s, 90s, and early 90s, created to sanitize content and culture and medium to fit the Christian narrative, or the old Puritan Christian narrative. Think of that like it is. I can't in good conscience, quote, I can't in good conscience play a game when I know that they have just taken something sacred from our people just because it looks cool. Oh, Crimea River, copium! Quote, I know it looks cool, but that's not any reason at all just to steal it. Quote, steal it from who? Do you actually hold the copyright from this type of idea? Does culture or a way of doing things hold the copyright? Is it because of the style or design that it shows on the chin? Because I'm pretty sure chin tattoos has existed on other cultures as well. Before the game's global release at the beginning of December, a leaked screen grab of a character with a moko kawaii, a traditional tattoo worn by females, was circulated online. So what? Quote, I was super shocked. I tell you, shocked. Oh my god, shocked. I was so shocked. End quote. Watson said after seeing the image. Quote, cultural appropriation is rife in the gaming industry. End quote. Game producer Ian Ramsey echoed that sentiment. Appropriating imagery is endemic in the industry and is not limited to Māori art. End quote. Go fuck yourself. The role-playing video game developer by Polish company CD Projekt Red doesn't appear to have any reference to Māori culture or feature the te reo Māori. Watson, who has been a gamer for more than 30 years, saw a sneak preview of the game at a festival last year and was excited by the first look, which featured no customization until she saw the leaked image. Oh my god, cultural appropriation! Oh my god! I'm triggered! Retard! Quote, I was really disappointed with it because I really wanted to play it! Appease me! Bow down to me! I need to be appeased! But I'm not going to give them money to the appropriated my culture! End quote, she said. Quote, it's definitely appropriation! Pay me! Go to my Patreon page and fund me! End quote. The news reporter Orini Kaipara described it as absolutely ignorant! End quote. In the day and age of Google, that's just absolute stupidity! End quote. Māori and Polynesia cultural designs have been appropriated in games before. Ramsey highlighted the customization in Tony Hawk and H1Z1 games. H1Z1 removed its game skin inspired by demigod Maui after concerns were raised. Congratulations, you took out a skin or a representation of your culture in a game. That way, you guarantee that your culture will eventually die. Because if people don't use your culture, they are not aware of it. Sorry. I have a diversity breeding system, so you know how bad it is. If you don't use your culture, if people are not aware of your culture, if people are not aware of what it is or what it represents, its history or anything like that, because of something cool that you won't allow somebody to use, it will fucking die. How many cultures have been lost throughout the world, throughout the history, because its followers died or they did not share their culture to other people. Are you fucking insane? Do you want the Maori culture, the Polynesian cultural designs, all other things like that to die? Because that's how you do it. That's how you kill off a culture, you fucking moron. I don't want your culture to die. I do not want the Maori culture to die. I do not want any of that to die. So, to guarantee for that to actually live and pass on through generations, through other people, to spread it throughout the world, you need to let other people use it on things like this. And again, hey, look at this tattoo, it looks interesting. Where it comes from? Let me research. Oh, it comes from the Maori culture. Oh, this is fascinating. I did not know about this Maori culture. For instance, I did not know about this idea. I did not know about what was happening with this culture. I did not know the history. Oh, so this is what it came out to be. Oh, interesting. Let me tell my friend. Oh, my friend is also interested. He's doing the research too. And he's also sharing to other people. See, that's how you keep your culture from fucking dying. No, not by doing this, not by censoring, not by it's cultural appropriation. You fucking filthy retard. Jesus, stop destroying your own culture. Let other people enjoy it. Let them be aware of it. Let them see it. I fucking hate when things get erased. I hate when a culture is lost through time. I hate it because it's something of humanity that we all, as a human species, as mankind, as a collective humanity, loses. We all lose when your culture dies, regardless if it's shitty or great. I don't care, because anything that we lose, we all, as a human species, die. We lose it. Everybody lose it. Yes, it triggers me a little, because I don't like seeing things to die. I don't like seeing things disappear from history books. I don't like it. I'm sorry, I just don't. Maybe me wanting to preserve and future generations enjoy, I don't know, some obscure African culture or some Maori culture makes me a racist, I don't know. Then yes, maybe I'm racist because I want your culture preserved. Because I want your culture to survive throughout generations, to live 100,000, even more thousands of years in the future, for centuries. Maybe for millennia, I do not know. Maybe that makes me a racist, then so be it. Fuck these people. This is what CD Projekt Red should do, Watson believes. Yes, by erasing your culture. Congratulations, you retard. Take that off for starters. Let's have a conversation. Let's work on something better. Let's do better. No, you retard. Let them spread it. People will enjoy it. Don't make the inclusion of Maori cultural elements would be relevant if it was thematically tied to the culture and the universe of the game, Ramsey explained. No, you moron. If you are going to do that, you're never going to spread your culture, because unless you actually create a Cyberpunk 2077 based on the Maori culture, it's not gonna fucking happen. Say, if the reward for saving a Maori tattoo artist from Parler was an offer of a kiritohi piece, a non-traditional tattoo, that would be a great moment to educate the world on Maori culture in a fun and modern way. No, just let them enjoy, just let them discover for themselves. Sure, that would be interesting as well, but that would be retarded because you're breaking the immersion. Have you seen how Cyberpunk 2077 offers the cultures, the people behind it, the NPCs? They are all a mix of people, various cultures. I even saw a Muslim in the goddamn fucking game. And where was she? She was walking in the Jirijugi or I forgot the name of the street. It's a relatively easy name, but for somehow it escapes my mind. But it's the whore section of the city. It's full of sex shops, full of dildos everywhere. She was walking in there. See, it's a melting pot. Night City is a melting pot, and you want to take that out because it's a nice cultural. Retard. Education is key, added Kaipara, who has her image and Mokokawa replicated by an artist, although both later resolved the matter when the women met face to face. There is a fine line between appreciation and appropriation, and when it becomes appropriation, then we have a huge problem. No! Appropriation does not exist. It just exists in your mind when you want to make money out of it, or you want to censor people due to your political shenanigans. That's what it is. Allegedly. Guerrero between the parties also needs to take place, she said. Kaipara encouraged developers and others who want to feature Māori culture in entertainment and advertising to reach out to experts. We've got to do the right, people. You've got to go to the right people. Just because you're Māori doesn't make you the right person to consult. See? That's grifting! Ah, fuck's sake! Just because now it has to be the right people? Because we authorize and we said so! Don't just rely on one word, the one person. Oh, fuck's sake. Watson works as a cultural consultant and recently worked on a game being developed in Canada. You're gonna see why soon. I knew that I could serve my people by being part of that process. This procedure, Watson said, should be replicating across the entire entertainment industry, filmmaking, advertising, marketing, magazines, to protect our cultures. Developers for the Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition, which is why I did not buy the game, released in October, enlisted the help of cultural consultant Anthony Brave, who has absolutely no idea of about the history of the Native Americans, who is Sinkaku Oyate and Chippewa Cree. He worked to ensure depiction of Native Americans and indigenous people in the game were accurate, yes, by erasing their history. They think that changing the game mechanic to represent the natives did not the predatory practices. I did not mind. No, you moron. We can see the Native Americans mining. In fact, have you seen Native American cities built on fucking cliff sides? Yes, we have. But no. So you decided to change the history, decided to ruin a game because you made developers spend time, focus, and money on a feature that nobody wants, cares, or even represents the historical figures. Because that's representation and cultural appropriation. You fucking moron. You made them waste money on things that they should have wasted instead, like the myriad of bugs in the animation and other things that the game had. I even covered this in a video back in October. See, this is why I say gamers. His review resulted in developers changing certain aspects of the game, flagged by Brave. Yeah, he has no idea what he's doing. Ramsey said the game ended up being an authentic experience that was still entertaining and enjoyable. No, it wasn't. That's only the gamers think. The actual gamers do not think this. I'm starting to think that definitely 100% gatekeeping is the best thing you can do. This kind of proactive consultation doesn't always happen though, she said. Some content creators take time and care to consult with artists and seek appropriate legal rights, paying fairly for its use. Yes, exactly. Let's pay somebody who owns certain culture to be showed on a game or some sort of media. Because somebody definitely owns your culture. Imagine, who is the Japanese guy who owns the idea and concept of a kimono? Fucking retards. Others don't, explained Ramsey. Yes, protection money, protection racket. So, for instance, blame me and I'm not going to write an evil article or something to make people attack you Because you didn't pay me. Reminds me of the mafia and a few tactics that I'm quite familiar with around in this shithole. Pay me up, or I'll accidentally break this window, or accidentally something on your shop is going to disappear. Interesting, right? Protection money. Others don't explain who has produced a variety of games in the United States, New Zealand, and Australia. It's a long article. There needs to be a reason for the attack, Maka, and other Maori cultural elements be included in the game, Kaipara said. It shouldn't just be slapped on a character. Yes, it should, because people... You can't expect a game company to create a massive story or a massive Bible just to represent a character that the player will only see for less than a second. Shit! And if the player is a Maori descent, aren't they allowed to use the tattoo on their own in-game character? Of course not. Because they did not pay you. That's why. Quote, it belongs to the wearers through their It's more than just an image, so sad. Quote, end quote, she said. Watson, a handful of Maori game developers are in the pre-production stage of a game centered on a Maori female warrior set in the fantastical world of a Maori mythology. Tamoko will be included in the unnamed project. So it's probably going to be crap, because if they take more time and energy in trying to shove in the control left ideology or the cultural appropriation, they'll definitely not be focusing on other more important things of a game. You can rest assured that the chances of this game being a huge fucking waste of money or a huge fucking failure is high. Rest assured on that. At least 90% based on what I just read here. 90% chance that it's going to be crap. On another note, where's the white representation? Can I make a white character in there? Huh? Where's the representation of the Western culture? Huh? The Europeans? Huh? What about the Jews? Of course not. Of course not. Cyberpunk 2077 inclusion of the Takmoko customization is yet to be addressed by the developer. This is what the developer should do. Aren't you going to address me? The developer. Go fuck yourself. Done. It has been contacted for comment by Stuff. So a rag decided to comment. Oh, alrighty. Oh, And small little comment on the regards of this. This is them begging for money. Look how interesting they worded this. Part of the diet of millions of New Zealanders who are wholly locally owned and in our mission to make a better place. We need your help. Stuff has more journalists than any newsroom in New Zealand. Maybe you should start firing some people if you cannot maintain their wages. We represent the full length of a long white cloud, but the way journalism is funded is changing. See, this is a big no-no. If you have way too many employees, you cannot guarantee your service, especially if an employee writes an article like this. Exactly. And even more so, look. Like when we were facing the scenes as a terrorist struck in Christchurch to champion the cause that matter to your communities, like we did to get in the history taught in our schools, plastic bags ban, a matariki in our national calendar. So you know, they are more activists than anything. They are activists, not journalists, and they claim to be journalists, and yet they employ a lot of people who probably are not pulling their weight. So you know, think twice before you support these people. Anyway, congratulations, Stuff. You just advocated for the erasure of the Maori culture. So people, cannot experience your culture elsewhere in the world. Because Cyberpunk 2077 has a more reach, way more reach, than a crappy game, a very allegedly, probably very crappy game that you are making because they decided not to pay protection money to you. Interesting, right? Anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Hit the notification bell button if you definitely want more of this shit. Because quite frankly, you need me to weed through bullshit that comes and pops out every single day. The world keeps on shitting crap. And smelly crap. Somebody needs to go through that. Consider me the sewage worker, giving you a clean supply of water and keeping your life clean of bullshit. Anyway, oh yes, good night.